I think we'll leave you guys. I think I have a little presentation that I gave. We could do this presentation. Guys, I don't know how to fix it, boys. I don't know how to fix it, you know? Disclaimer. All right. So yeah, you have synapses and neurons. So when you look at, this is the new Tesla chip. They multiply accumulates. Multiplies look like synapses, and accumulates look like neurons, right? So you have different, well, I think I have, yeah. The synapse is a multiplier with a learned weight, and the neuron is an accumulator. So max approximately correspond to the number of synapses, right? Not to the number of neurons, because the neuron is all of the accumulation done. So bioFLOPS is synapses times clock rate, right? So that's the metric we're going to use. So here's your boy C. Elegans. C. Elegans is about the same as an Altair 8800. So this is the smallest organism with a nervous system. I just didn't write how many neurons it has. It has like 200 neurons, and that's maybe what you could simulate in an Altair. We have an ant. An ant's about 2 gigaflops of compute power. You know, a surprising amount. Big leap from C. elegans to ants, and that's about a Raspberry Pi. An old Raspberry Pi, the new ones have a bit more. But so, you know, Raspberry Pi, ant, about the same, and that's about 20,000 C. elegans. So here's a bee. Bee is about 500 ants. They're way smarter than ants. Like, look at them. You can just tell, right? That thing looks dumb, man. Looks dumb. That looks a lot smarter. You know, it grew all those little fuzzies. It has all those little intricate feelers. Bee has about 200 gigaflops of compute, which is about the same as a comma 2. And it's about 500 ants. So then you get to a mouse. If you guys have ever, I mean, I'm sure, you know, you've interacted with bees. An ant, yeah, you crush an ant, you know, okay, yeah, okay, it's an ant. A bee, well, they're a little more skeptical of bees, you know, you can tell, you kind of know intuitively that bees are a Chad bee versus virgin ant. A mouse, 100 teraflops. So about the same as a bunch of G-forces. And I had, when I lived in Palo Alto, I had 2 pet mice, Princess and Misty. And yeah, I taught them to run mazes, and they're very smart. And you can tell they're clever. You just look at them and you're like, wow. So that's what 100 teraflops gets you. That's, a cat is about 2 petaflops. Maybe 1 rack. I don't think I have it in here, but for reference, dogs are actually, they have about twice the neurons of cats, so, you know, dog owners. Cats about 20 mice. That seems about right. Humans are 20 petaflops, or about 10 cats. You know, whenever a cat lady has more than 10 cats, the total number of cat flops in her apartment exceeds her number of flops. How is this measured? It's synapses times clock rate, right? bioFLOPS. You can look. Wikipedia's got a good article for this. Synapses per animal. This tells you, so this is neurons, but synapses, it's your fan out factor on neurons. So you can go through all the animals, and it's a rough ranking of, you know, then you get to gorillas, humans, and then god tier elephants. So human, about 20 cats, and is about 1 rack of Google TPU v3s. bioFLOPS is synapses time clock rate. So here's basically a summarization, putting it in log scale. Now, it's wrong to talk about, you can't do much with 20 petaflops. Humanity is a network. So this is the world population. You know, real singularity looking stuff, right? There is no singularity, and exponential looks the same every point you zoom to. Cats are not networked. Cats are solo animals. Dogs are on land, but only humans are networked like the internet. This is years and population. The rise of humanity was due to our collective intelligence. I see no reason why we should assume the brain software is particularly good given its hardware. Compute is a good proxy for intelligence, broadly. If you believe these three things, oh yeah, software and hardware proceed at similar rates. I saw a more concrete breakdown of this recently. There's just an OpenAI paper that talked about this. Number of bioflops in the world. Well, 7.8 billion people. This is just a rough, like, the cats and the mice don't really count for much. So the total number of flops in humanity is like 10 to the 26th. So we got like 10 to the 26th total flops. How many total silicon flops are there in the world? 100 billion petaflops, or 100 trillion teraflops. So for reference, your phone is approximately a teraflop. They're more now. But clearly, you know, let's say there's 10 billion phones in the world, 100 trillion is 10,000 times bigger. So there's a lot more biological compute in the world than silicon compute. It's total computer civilization. Number of silicon flops in the world. About 10 to the 21. So we're off by a factor of about 10 to the 5. Here's the trend over time. At some point before this happens, assuming current growth rates of computers stay the same, which they may not, as computers become more economically productive, we may put more and more of our resources into building computers. But either way, oh yeah, the human population. When the green line goes above the blue line, we are no longer the dominant species on the planet. So how long do we have? Well, 30 years, 40 years. The end of humanity has already been very clearly predicted. Not the end, right? We're just no longer the horses didn't, there are still horses. There's a few horses. You know, we let children ride them at zoos and say, come ride the human. Witness the antiquated human as it struggles to use a keyboard. I hope we're getting pets. I mean, there's a lot worse fates than pets. Think of all the poor cows and chickens in the world, man. Oh no, we definitely don't. War, at least like old school style, you know, give a lot of young men guns and tell them to march in that vague direction war, happens when your population pyramids look like this, right? This is why you get local wars in Africa, because you have such a top-heavy population. The U.S., we'll do that quick aside. U.S. population versus like Nigeria population versus Japan. I mean, here's U.S. versus Nigeria, right? The United States one is rather phallic, and people believe Social Security is going to work. Well, I mean, so this idea that like we're going to enter a new world war is, from my perspective, like looking at this, unlikely, right? Who's going to fight this war? We're going to send the boomers? Like, I don't know about that. Is it going to be some weird proxy cyber Cold War thing that's been going on for the last 50 years? Sure. The computers are reproducing a ton faster than we are. In 2055, we're no longer the dominant species on the planet. Total compute ever. So about 1 trillion alpha zeros. This is OpenAI's metric. PFLOPS second days. And then if you're a pure culturalist, if you believe humanity is actually its culture, when have computers done more flops than the total of humanity? It's 10 years later, right? So if you really want to make a culturalist hypothesis. So yeah, 1990, all the compute in the world was one human. Oh guys, it's so cute. Look what it can do. Oh, it can almost do human thingies. 2012, supercomputer crossed one human. Oh man, it beat us at chess. Oh, but it is only one human. There's only like 500 supercomputers. That's only 500 human. We've taken out smaller towns than that in Nam, and everyone was fine, man. You know. Yeah. So here we are in 2020, and a silicon human costs about $1 million, and there's about 100,000 silicon humans, right? So what's that the population of? Oh yeah, 2038. You know, I like that date for the singularity. PC crosses one human. 2055, silicon flops more than bio. Silicon compute more than bio compute. Is this the singularity? Well, my definition is when computers are capable of doing everything humans can do, at least as well. Moore's law is the law of human economics. We know this stuff. The top computer is 200 petaflops. It's about 10 humans. It's well under the number, meaning teams of humans who can effectively collaborate, right? Can computers effectively collaborate? Well, computers can't really collaborate in inflexible ways. We haven't seen computers capable of collaborating in flexible ways the way humans can. So teams of humans are now the dominant driver of Moore's law. But once computers are 100x faster, it kind of stands to reason that we can put 1,000 humans of compute in one box. Humans may no longer be the high-end driver of things, meaning this is going to accelerate even faster. Singularities in 2038. Yeah, you can read those if you want to make some arguments against this basic hypothesis. But really, look, I got 18 years, you know? What can I do? Google, Facebook. Who are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh yeah, man, how many ad dollars you made next quarter? Yeah, that's really gonna matter, bro. That's really gonna matter, right? The apocalypse is nigh, 2038. Maybe next stream. So like every good apocalypse salesman, you know, I bring you in, I tell you what the solution is. The solution is going to be to sign up for my college and we'll fight the singularity together. Yeah. Nothing matters. Human extinction is inevitable. No, guys, you can choose today to fight the power. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's sure better than like being a doomer, man. You know, who likes doomers? And I think the most important thing to realize in your life, you can disagree with this, but if you are fundamentally in a religious manner denying truth, right? Like, you're Heaven's Gate, man. What if the rest of the world is a death cult? What if we live in a death cult? What if mainstream society is a death cult? What do you do? What if you build a cult where the cult pursues honest, rational truth? It would look like a cult today, and that's scary. All right, I gotta eat food. Thank you all for watching the stream. You know, what else can I do? What else can I do? Can I build a search engine to fight against Google? Maybe. Is that the best way? Save the cheerleader, save the world? Fix the internet, save the world? Plausible. Don't be evil. build a new world. Yeah, bro, give me a Death Note and I will purify the world. And if you guys haven't watched Death Note's incredible. Could you save the world with a Death Note? Probably not. Be a terror. I don't know. It's great. The anime explores it all pretty well. The way Google is built, do you need to build something more evil than Google to beat it? Maybe. Time for career advice. Yo. Wake up. I don't know. How many people in chat like believe in a fairly imminent singularity? I'm seeing like 50-50. To those that do believe, have you truly internalized that belief? Do you think about it every day? This is your future. This is your real future. Global warming is an easy problem to solve with respect, like compared to this, right? Humanity didn't grow big brains because we needed to solve natural problems. We grew big brains kind of for politics, right? This one was something I said when I was home with my family. It's like, what have I done with the last 6 years of my life? I've done politics. What is founding a company? Right? Maybe that's why I hate it so much. But no, it's applied politics, right? We didn't grow big brains. I don't know, man. Except for them elephants, we sure did. Yeah, but if we get off fossil fuels and we switch everything to electric, the singularity is still coming in 2038. Well, no, I mean, what is running a company, right? Running a company is political. Like, right, you're dealing with how to balance the needs and wants of many people versus the needs and the wants of a clientele of investors. It's money and power. I don't know. Can we all join a pact and be like, bro, I really don't want money and power. I just want some semblance of hope for the future. Not hope. I mean, that's the wrong way to think about it. I want to. I was at a dinner with some. Maybe. I don't think they'd be upset if I characterized them as like right-wingish type of people. And one thing that like saddened me about it is I didn't hear like a positive vision for the future. I certainly don't hear one from you know, like communists, right? Who has one? Is that what we need? Eat the rich, steal their shit, man. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Yeah, man. All right. You're a cow. You're a cow right before the rise of humanity, man. And you're sitting there and you're like, eat the rich cows, the spotted white cows, you know? Oh yeah, whatever bullshit cow politics you're all doing. And now look at the cows today. You ever seen a cow factory farm? You know, look at the cows today, man. Yeah, you know, these cows used to be fighting over Oh, well, I want this pasture. I want this pasture. And now they're all in cages like humans in the Matrix. The brown cow stole our job. This is the stupidity, man. Why am I about to get banned? Because I spread the truth about cows. I mean, I'm just saying, no, like to be very concrete and factual. If you're a cow before the rise of humanity, right? What do? You know, this new dominant species is coming and you're tasty. You know, you going vegan is you being polite to the cows. It's not a very good, but the cows should promote veganism. Should we get together and promote a system of ethics where the machines don't enslave us? We'll lose the will to live. We'll fight back. I do have hope. I do have hope for the 2020s. Concretely, one thing I have hope for, and I mean, we tried this a bit with Comma AI. It was my best idea at the time, is decentralization. The more we can decentralize AI and power, the better off I think we're all going to be. All right. So we see a lot of, you know, I think a lot of people would agree that problems come from these centralizations of power, and even the centralizations of power themselves may agree with that. All right, like even the I think Mark Zuckerberg went before Congress and said, look, please regulate us, right? You want me to regulate speech on the platform? You know, tell me how to do it and I'll do it, right? Like once there is somebody to blame, it's you know, it becomes almost their responsibility. So decentralized stuff doesn't really seem to have this problem. Or put it this way, it is much easier for people to accept dying from cancer than dying from murder. Because you can kind of accept death from cancer stoically. Maybe not so much anymore if you believe in a treatment, but at least historically when people would get cancer, it's like, you know what, it's my time, God chose this for me. It's a much easier thing to accept than, well, being murdered. Genuine decentralization doesn't seem reliable. Is this a technical problem? Could certainly build a reliable decentralized Twitter. Wouldn't have been hacked like centralized Twitter. Centralization is not necessarily part of the capitalist game. Maybe in a world where money has influence in politics, it does. But I don't think capitalism in general is pro-centralization or decentralization. Historically, the way that you make money is, you know, you build something for everybody, right? You build something that you're going to sell to millions of people. I guess this is still kind of true. Am I vegan? No. I mean, am I gonna save the cows if I became a vegan? No. I will become a vegan once there is artificial hamburgers that taste identical to cows. We have decentralized social media, yeah, but it's not as good, right? And I think, how about this? I mean, we could talk about drug addiction under the same lens as social media addiction, right? If somebody made better heroin, and better heroin was made you feel the same way heroin does, but it doesn't, it's not addictive, let's say, right? Like, that's a simple change we can make to heroin. We could take heroin and we could make non-addictive heroin, right? And how you actually do that, let's assume it's some like hyper-complex, I can reverse the, I can like re-encode the memory to not re-trigger the pleasure when you think about it. I think most addicts would switch from heroin to better heroin. Of course they would. Who wants to be addicted to something? Nobody. They want the feeling, but they don't want to be addicted, right? So like, what is the better heroin of Twitter, right? What is the better heroin of cow? Well, it's lab-grown cow. Non-addictive heroin, all the health benefits of addictive heroin. No link to the presentation. You guys saw it here once. Great ADHD stream today. It was pretty ADHD. Yeah, I don't know. That is what organizing the work. Like, why do you want to do it, right? Do I want like a better search engine so I can get the real truth about Iceland coronavirus results? No, I want a better search engine so people can find real truth and not propaganda. No. All right. Thank you all for watching. Great to have you all here. We can fight the future together, maybe, I hope. Bye.